All right, people. Happy holiday to you all. We are going live now, and you saw the comment, you saw the description. I said everyone's talking about freedom today because we know it's a holiday. But what we also know is a lot of people have it twisted, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship. So I am going to go ahead and share this over to my other page just to make sure we let all the people know that we are actually live. So I'm on the phone because my new camera is coming tomorrow. But I wanted to make sure I got this message into you while you all are celebrating. If you come and see this message a little bit later, that's fine. You can always comment on it and let me know that you saw it. And if you are joining me live, make sure you say, hey, Shayla, I'm here live, because we are going to talk about why people have the concept of freedom twisted, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship. Okay. So one of the things I know is what I promote and what I talk about all the time is family freedom and affluence. And it was interesting. The beginning of this year, I had a conversation with one of my coaches and some other mastermind people, and we were kind of talking about, what it is when I say to people, are you looking for more freedom in your life and things of that nature? And through us talking, what I realized is some people can't even conceptualize the idea of freedom because they are so far gone in the misery of what they're experiencing as an entrepreneur, or even in their family lifestyles, they can't even see freedom. It's not even a concept that can be digested. So I want to talk about the areas where things get twisted for people and how we can actually change that, through working with people and working with yourself, how that can shift for you. So I wrote some notes here. I'm looking at the computer over here. So if you see my eyes darting, that's what's going on. So one of the things, in order for you to really truly express yourself and say that you want true freedom, you have to actually free yourself and be willing to be free with the idea of telling the truth. You have to free yourself enough to tell the truth. In this world of entrepreneurship, people want to fit in and blend in and appear to be as if things are okie dokie 100% of the time. It's not. And if you're selling that, if you're attempting to sell that, people know. No one wants anyone that's selling perfection, because perfection never sells. So it's not always okie dokie. Everything is 100%. Tell the truth. Your job is not to get here on social media and pour out all of your problems, but you can tell the truth in lessons learned once you've learned a lesson from whatever you're going through and you've healed from that thing. Another thing is free yourself to say that you're not happy in your situation. How many times are people staying in situations just because they assume that they have to? Maybe it's even their relationships, because they want to look good in the public, or the public knows that they have this relationship and they want it to be successful, but you're forcing it. If you're not happy in the situation, I'm not going to go out and say, oh, get rid of them. But you need to work on that while you're working on these other things and determine if it's something that's viable. But you have to work on it. You're not going to be happy if you're forcing things in your life and you're just sitting and allowing them to happen and stew, and you're not making a change in order for something more beautiful to occur for you. Another thing is free yourself to be unconventional. I love to tell people I'm a very unconventional mom. I'm an unconventional wife. So this means that, number one, I homeschool. And the way in which I homeschool is probably not the way that most people homeschool. I'm not as structured as many of the moms are that I know that homeschool, or parents are that I know that homeschool. And even with the way in which we raise our children, the way that my husband and I function together, a lot of times he'll take on a lot of the weight of supporting me with the children because I'm always busy and I'm on the go. But we had to create that agreement in our relationship in order for me to be able to expand the business. Who was going to be the person that's kind of steady Eddie, and who's going to be the person on the go? And how do we make sure that the children feel good about that? I saw a perfect example of this on, if you listen to Kev on Stage, his latest podcast from this week, where he says Kev gets in his feelings. He spoke about this transparently, about being away from his children and how his children were impacted, and how he and his wife had to come up with an agreement. And it even got to the point of therapy where they had to decide how to function while building this empire. You need to know that, and you need to make sure that you have people on your team that can support you in this process, and don't wait until it's too late See what's going on right in front of you. So my way is unconventional, and I don't try to make my clients do it my way. We have to figure out what works for you. Another thing is freeing yourself to break the rules. I love telling people to break the rules down, legally, of course, but break the rules. Instead of, if someone's modeling something for you, they're teaching you to do something one way, and maybe they say you can't do your ads this way, or you can't build your program this way, but you know deep down inside you want to do it differently. Give yourself that permission to break the rules, to free yourself and not follow the trend. Oftentimes, some of the biggest and most successful things come from people that break the rules and they do something that's off trend so that they're seen. They stand out a little bit more. So figure out what that is for you. Be okay with breaking the rules. This is your business. This is why you created this empire. This is why you became an entrepreneur, so that you can do just that. Break the rules, okay? Another thing is free yourself to be happy, and I'm going to say AF, okay? Because I don't curse on here, but you know what I mean. Free yourself enough to be happy. A lot of times we're looking externally for someone or something to make us happy, but in reality, it is your job. It is your job to make yourself happy, and you surround yourself with things that make you happy. And if those things are not, then you need to reevaluate what's going on. But stop looking externally for your happiness. Your happiness is within. You have to find that happy place and do the work that's necessary so that it can happen for you. Also, we're talking about freeing yourself to have everything that you ever wanted and desired. Have you limited the possibilities of the things that you can attract for yourself because you've told yourself either you don't deserve it, you feel guilty about it, it costs too much, it's something that you would never be able to afford? If you've told yourself these things in the past, it's time to change the story, to free yourself. And if you're surrounding yourself by people that are in agreement that you can never have those things that you desire, it's time for you to change that circle. One mistake people make is you tell your dreams to people that can't hold your dreams. They can't hold your dreams. They cannot energetically hold the dreams. And so if you're sharing your dreams with them and they can't energetically hold your dream, then naturally what they're going to do is drop the dream with you. So you need to find the support. If it's a coaching circle, if it's a mastermind, if it's just some really good friends that are leveling up with you, whatever that looks like, find that environment and stay there so that you can grow and your dreams can be supported and they won't be dropped. That's freedom, okay? And another thing is free yourself to pivot without feeling guilty. How many people have stayed stuck in a job just because they got a degree? Based on such thing, they feel they have to do that job for the rest of their life, and they're living miserable lives. Maybe you did the same as an entrepreneur. You started off in your entrepreneurial journey doing X thing because you were really good at it, and now you feel stuck or compelled to continue because you've invested so much money and so much time. You have the paying clients that you desire, but you feel stuck. That's something that you have a choice around. You have the choice to pivot, and you can pivot without guilt, without worrying about what people think. If you're caught up in worrying about what people think about your decision-making process, then you won't pivot. You will be just as you were as an employee. You'll trap yourself into something as an entrepreneur that will never make you feel joyful or happy or excited about the experience. So when I say that people have the idea of freedom twisted, some people think freedom is, oh, if I'm able to make X many dollars, I'll have freedom. Money alone won't do it. You can have the money, but still, if you've not taken care of these areas that we talked about, plus there are many more, you won't experience true freedom. So we use the word loosely, but in reality, what you have to do is find a way to make yourself excited about getting up every morning and feeling happy and just excited about being you, living the life you desire. And you can create that through the path of entrepreneurship, through your relationship, through your parenting and other things, but it all has to come together. It has to be cohesive. And so when I talked about at the beginning of the year, having the conversation about what freedom is, and why some people couldn't hear the words freedom, I understood why. These things here. When you look at how you can free yourself to do these things, then I want you to imagine what your life would really look like if you really freed yourself of all of these limiters that you may have associated with yourself. If you truly freed yourself of the limitations, the personal limitations, the limitations that other people have put on you, the limitations of situations that you're in, the limitations of feeling as if you have to follow the rules. If you personally freed yourself of that, imagine what your life would look like as an entrepreneur, especially a family-centered woman entrepreneur. Would you be able to live the life that you desire? Would you be able to have the family dynamics that work for you? Would you be able to have a thriving business that didn't take all of your time away? This is what I help to create with my clients, especially when they first start working with me. And as I've been talking about, we have a new cohort opening up for our Freedom Income Accelerator program. Not only are we talking about how to accelerate your income, that's the little piece. We're talking about how to accelerate your lifestyle, how to incorporate true freedom into your lifestyle, how to impact those areas that we talked about. So not only just the business, but your relationship with you, the relationship with your family, how to make sure that you find the time for you, explore what true happiness feels like, and love what you do versus feel like it's something that you have to do just because you need to make another coin. So if this is something that may be of interest to you, I'm looking for 10 family-centered women entrepreneurs. We already have some people that have signed up for our September enrollment, but we are looking to fill this class with 10 family-centered women entrepreneurs who are ready to take a leap in their business. You have an existing business, you have paying clients, but you're working too hard. You know you need to be pricing differently. You know your family dynamics. It's important, but something's not quite where you want it to be, and you want to find that true happiness for yourself. I encourage you to go ahead and apply to chat with me at Coach with Shayla. I almost forgot. At coachwithshayla.com. You can go to that website, fill out my application, and if you qualify, meaning you meet some of the metrics that we're looking for, then you will be a good fit for this, and we can talk about what real freedom looks like versus the twisted piece that we see online when it comes to freedom. So if this is you, make sure you apply. I look forward to chatting with you all later. Take care. Bye-bye.